Down today is going to be the Baylor Bears going to SMU and taking on the Mustangs. Storylines here. Baylor shit the bed at home in their opening game against Auburn. I was on Baylor in that game. I thought I would have seen a much better performance. They struggled, and they struggled mightily. On the other side is the SMU Mustangs, who are 1-0. They beat ETAM. Trivia. Does anyone know who that is? ETAM. I know what it is, so I'll confirm if you guys get it right. But they beat them 42-13. JD. We have a very interesting line here. The line is currently at a 2.5. What I like more, and there's something that's screaming at me, is this total is set at 64.5. What do you like in this game? And I will go over what I like in this game after.
Yeah, man, this is an interesting game here because we all saw what that Baylor defense looked like last week. And that was not very good. The thing here in this game is I don't believe that SMU really has a very good defense either.
Yeah.
So I really think that this game is going to come down to what defense comes up with that big play. I really think that's what it's going to come down to. And actually, like, which team is that? I have no freaking clue. And it's weird to say.
Analysis.
Right. It's very weird to say because this is only the second game of the season. But Baylor needs this game.
Yeah.
This is a game that Baylor needs to win. So this is a tough spot for them, but they need this game. Look, as far as the total here, I really sorry, before I should go to that, is as far as different angles to bet this game, if you like to bet based on, if a team needs the game more, then actually like Baylor is definitely going to be your side here. Because Baylor needs this game more. But I'm going to tell you that as far as like SMU, they're going to be up for this game though. They most definitely are. But as far as the total, I wanted to play the over here. But honestly, I think odds makers got that part right. This total is what, 64.5 or 60?
Yeah. What do you think about the total? Because that's where my play is. So I'm very curious. If this was in the 50s, I would probably take the over. But I think this is an under-screamer. An under-screamer.
I think it's tough. If it was just a little bit lower, then as far as the over, that is what I would be on. But the way that I'm playing this game here, though, is as far as this Baylor defense, you don't want to overreact to one week.
Yep.
But they did not look good. And as far as this SMU offense, they are very good.
Yep.
They can run it. They can pass it. They can do everything. They can make those big plays. SMU last season, they averaged 44 points per game at home. As far as the offense, a lot of the key pieces are actually still the same. I really think that this offense can still put up points. As far as their defense, like I said, I have no clue what we're going to get here. I really do think Baylor could actually make this a really good game, and actually Baylor could actually win this one outright. But they have the team total for SMU below the key number of 35. You can get the SMU team total at 33.5. That's where I see my edge here. And actually that's what I'm going to take is because I think that SMU gets to at least 35 points. I'm going to leave everything else out. I don't care if, Baylor gets to 38 points and wins, like that's fine. Like I just think that SMU gets to at least 35 points.
So my big thing about this game is I think Baylor learned something about themselves in the opening game. They cannot have Robertson drop back and throw the ball 48 times. I think they are going to completely change their offensive strategy. And the way that you put it, JD, is exactly the way I'm looking at it as well. SMU has a scary offense. They are going to put up some points. So what is the best way you can neutralize that as Baylor? Run the fucking ball. They had to do that in their opening game, and they just refused to. All game long, they just dropped back and tried throwing it deep. You can't win like that, especially against SMU. You can't try and outscore them. So Baylor's tactic in this game is pretty clear. Their approach to what they're going to want to do, in my opinion, is pretty clear. And Aiden, yes, this is a must-win game for Baylor. They cannot lose the first 2 games.
Yes.
This is a team that many experts predicted to be a potential college football playoff team. They have very high expectations. Their game plan is absolutely going to change. I believe Washington is going to see the ball 20-plus times in this game. They're running back from Baylor. I do believe they will be keeping it on the ground to keep the ball out of SMU's hands. And the total is just too high. At 64.5, you're looking at both teams needing to score 32 points, and I just don't see that. If this game was in the mid-50s, I'd probably take the over. But where it currently stands, with the way that Baylor has to play in this game, with the approach and strategic approach that they must take, they need to run the ball. They need to keep the ball out of SMU's offense, and I think they'll be able to do that better than how they looked in the opening game. So give me the under 64.5. It's a play I'm playing on my VIP card, and I do think this one will stay low, and I do think this will be a cash for us. Any rushing props I like on this game? Not heavy into college props, to be completely honest with you. When we get into the NFL segment, you'll see a lot of props from me. I tend to stick to mostly NFL props when it comes to football props. If there's occasionally a line I see that's very beatable, I will look at it, and I don't mind rushing props in this game because I think Baylor is going to hammer the ball on the ground, but I still am not a huge college prop guy. Let me give you guys a prime example. What was the first game of the year? It was the Kansas State game. They had their star running back who is like the guy. Everyone's saying he's going to get the ball 80 times. He's also the punt returner. Before he ever got a carry, he had a punt and blew his ankle out. He's not playing again this week, and everyone had his anytime touchdown in parlays and different types of ways. There's just so many factors that go into college guys where they play on special teams. There's just a lot of things to take in. So for me, no props on this game, but I'm absolutely all over the under 64.5. Jefe, I said a lot. Do you agree with my under? Do you like the over, or do you like a side in this game? Tell us what you got.
Rolling Baylor here. They had a tough first game versus Auburn. Auburn's going to be actually quite solid this year. I was impressed with how many points they put up. I'm blanking. I'm pretty sure Auburn put up like 40 points on Baylor.
38-24. Wasn't it 38-24? Same thing. 40.
Close.
That's 40
Close.
points. That's 40 points.
Whatever. And why am I blanking on the Auburn quarterback right now? Jackson Arnold. He looked pretty good, pretty solid coming over from Oklahoma. Baylor's got to pick it up, and even though we've been speaking about playoffs have changed, 1 loss doesn't mean anything. All that's true. You want to know what does mean something? 2 losses. You definitely can't start the year 0-2. That's a humongous detriment. Now, SMU's coming in here. They're ranked, rightfully so. Good team, a lot of athletes. But Baylor's got to show up, and they were able to put up points on Auburn. They showed that they could score. It's just the other side of the ball. Whose defense is going to show up is going to be the name of this game. I think Baylor can keep it close. I'm going to take them with the points.
I respect it. If there was anything, I would lean that way as well. All right, boys, let's move on to a Big Ten matchup before we get into the meat and the potatoes, into the